Your girl was humbled. Do not bring 4 luggages. I'm a PG girl. I'm a PG girl in Europe. Am I in the middle of this? This is crazy. Today we are doing a sit down video. Not just any sit down video, y'all, but a vodcast. What is a vodcast, you ask? It's a video podcast. Because I enjoy podcasts so much, but I also enjoy YouTube so much, so we're just gonna put it together. Video, podcast, vodcast. Like vlog, whatever. You get the gist. Somebody's making noise. I'm in my dorm, y'all. I am an étudiant international, and I'm about halfway through my time in my host country. I thought, like, outside of traveling, how can I capture my experience here? Because yes, I'm seeing beautiful things. My life is different. I have a different routine, but I'm making so many crazy connections with people when it comes to people coming from all across the world. I've met people from Madagascar, the UK, Hong Kong, people from all across America as well, people from Mexico, people from Brazil. I think they're from Brazil. A lot of people from Greece, just people from everywhere. And I'm like, dude, I have to talk to y'all. I have to talk to y'all, and I have to share with the people what has been going on here. So without further ado, let me formally introduce myself. My name is Kendall. My YouTube name is Kenny Rose, and I like to go by that for YouTube. So I'll just say my name is Kenny, and I have no title for this podcast. No title, no title. Just because this is more like a project series, and I kind of just want it to be, I kind of want the project to speak louder than the title, because I feel like titles can confine people. But you know, if the Lord drops the title will be there, okay? So let me not speak too soon. I just have a couple things I want to talk about just as we introduce this series, because there may be a co-host, and there also will be many guests that you guys will hear from, other students that are either studying here internationally or live here. You'll be hearing a lot of different experiences, why people chose to study abroad, their experience so far, their story from where they're from. And I'm really just excited to showcase, because I've heard so much, but I think what you're gonna hear is gonna blow your mind. And yeah, really shift your perspective on things in the most positive way. Just for me, I am American, and I'm studying in France. I won't say any cities or anything like that, but I'm studying in France, so everything of course is in French here, which technically I'm supposed to be fluent in French. I'm supposed to be fluent in French because I literally studied 8-9 years of French, but when I got here I was humbled, y'all. I was humbled so bad. Basically, y'all, what's I talking about? I'm supposed to be fluent in French, right? No. When I got here, I was humbled. The speed, the vocabulary, the grammar, I was shook. And I was trying to do different things when I was preparing to come. I had changed my phone into French, which was an adjustment, but it kept me in the French vocabulary. I was learning new things off of my phone to kind of help me say certain words, but sometimes they'll be familiar words. I was like, oh, I remember this word, haven't used it in a long time, and it's just good to put that back in the word bank, you know what I mean? And then there was also words that was like, oh, what does this even mean in English? Don't even know. I've had this phone for years, and I don't even know what you're asking me right now, Apple, in French. That was a really big tick. So I did that a month before I left, and then also I was listening to this children's cartoon called Lou, and my family, I think they were tired of it by the time I was about to leave, because it was just episode after episode. It's basically kind of like Phineas and Ferb version of in French, but it's not Phineas and Ferb. It's like another different storyline, different characters and things like that. I just had a ball like listening and picking up words, and at first I watched with the subtitles in English, and then I started watching with the subtitles in French so I can read. And then I got to a point after literally watching hours of this, hours, I could just start having in the background and understanding what's going on the screen, because you'll realize you're like, okay, when I'm watching it and locked in with the subtitles, like I know what's going on, but once you turn away and you just have to hear it, you can't follow what's going on, especially in the beginning. But I would start with those baby steps until I felt like I can hear a conversation and know what they're talking about. But that took a lot of work, and I was humbled, very humbled. Y'all, I was supposed to be fluent, and I was embarrassed because I did not know I was not fluent anymore. The girl was humbled, and so that helped me train my ear for when I came. And nevertheless, nothing is gonna prepare you so much for like the real experience, because once you land, you're if we locked in, ain't no switching up. That's what it felt like. It's like everyone is going to speak French to you until they find out otherwise. You know what I mean? And it's like you get, guarded, and you're like, oh no, like Lord, like what am I gonna do? But you just calm down, use the words you know how to use Google Maps to find your way. I think my first okay, like this is not gonna change. Like getting into multiple Ubers, like the first Uber was fine. We were chill, we were chopping it up, but getting multiple Ubers from the airport was like, wait a minute. So everybody's gonna try and speak to me and have a conversation. I have to hold an actual conversation with French words. I was like, oh my god, like so they're gonna actually like bother me and and it was just like realizing that multiple times over and over again, that no, this is gonna be forever. And then I remember ordering Uber Eats my first night. So I do have Uber Eats here, but ordering Uber Eats my first few nights here, they call you. I say, call me when you're here so I can go downstairs. They call me and I'm like, hello? And they're like, bonjour, je suis arrivé, or j'arrive, or something like that. And I just be like, okay, where are you? And don't let them park in the wrong location. Don't let them be down the street and you gotta direct them with French instructions. It is hard, but those moments kept reminding me, like, you need to know these little things in French. She's like, how to direct someone, your immediate location, what the streets, the way you describe a street, and the street names are even different here. So like words for road are in French. In French it is rue, R-U-E, rue. And they say it in the inverse. So instead of like Liberty Road, it'd be like Rue Liberté or something like that. So the inverse of things. Understanding addresses and things. Applying was like really tough because I was not here yet. I was applying and I had an address here already, but I had to apply for visa and things like that. We'll get into that later. But those like things, understanding what aesthetics is, that's just like, I think that's like a zone within a zip code. We don't have that in America, so that was aesthetics. I think it's a French word, so I'm saying that in English, but it's French. It's child. It's just been a lot, but everything has been good with ordering packages, Amazon stuff like that. So overall, when it comes to the language, it took me about 4 weeks to really get out of my room, and not 4 weeks to get out of my room, but 4 weeks to get used to going outside and hearing French conversations. Because say you'll be in your room, right? I have a single. You're not living with like a person. You'll watch your English shows. You'll talk to your friends, right? You'll talk to yourself, all in English. You're like, cool, like this is gonna be good. Like, I'm cool. You step outside and you hear a conversation. You're like, can I take a minute? And your brain's like, and then you like, then you assemble and you're like, okay, now I'm ready. Because it's like you like have to it's like culture shock basically. If you shocked again, you're like, okay, I'm not in this world in my head. But you can really like, if you stay in your room too long, you can really get in a place where you're like, everything's in English is gonna be good. But when you go outside and you have to greet people that are cashiering, or you have to order something, or order food, or ask for directions, or even seeing a friend you met, that French person, you can't just you can't say hi. I mean, you can, but it's just like you want to respect, so you say bonjour, comment ça va, do what you need, do what you can. We're not in America, we know that now. And so there's so much to cover. Like, we could talk about classes, we could talk about the schooling system, but I kind of want to save those conversations for other guests to answer on the podcast. We will be doing in different settings, so this will definitely be changing. We'll be outside, we'll be inside, accommodating for people's schedules, and I will go anywhere to talk to one of my friends. My experience so broad so far in 3 words. I should have thought about this right before I just turned on the camera and just start talking. But in 3 words, humbling. I'll just start with humbling and I'll explain that one. Humbling because you have to be willing to be wrong, and so you can like learn. I think it was even more humbling than I expected, because I thought I knew French so good, right? Because I took French for 9 years. That was like my life for the first 13 years of my life. I was learning things in French. But when you're not around those speakers, when you're not constantly practicing, you lose it. But it's not, language is not necessarily like riding a bike. Like, you can't just get back on. You really do have to learn again, understand the grammar rules again, because they all apply, especially if you're learning a more difficult language than your mother tongue. You know what I mean? I'm in French classes as well, and I was like, I had to take a placement test to get in, right? And I'm taking the placement test. I'm thinking it's gonna be easy. Like, these are for international students. Like, why would it be hard? No. I truly thought I was gonna be in like B1, B2, which is like intermediate 2, but to be like advanced level. But why I get the test back, it says A2. That is beginner. I'm like, Lord knows that everyone says the test is not accurate, but I think it was pretty accurate for me. I didn't know what was going on. And so I'm like having to tell people, yeah, I went to school and I learned like French for 9 years, and I'm in the beginner class. That didn't feel too good. That did not feel too good at all, I'll tell you that bit. But Lord knows that's what I needed to start again from the basics. Even though I had the background knowledge, I could piece that with the basic knowledge I was learning again, relearning really, and correct the knowledge I had from before, because it was an immersive environment. So you kind of just hear things like phrases and things, and you kind of pick that up, but you don't know the reasons why these phrases are made this way, the masculine, feminine. I didn't formally learn that from my immersive experience. It kind of came on like a mother tongue, because it literally was a second language. So going back to the basics, breaking sentences down, breaking all the verbs down, breaking down everything, which I learned kind of, but not like in a you're gonna be tested on this exact thing like type of vibe, if you get what I mean. It's different. A classroom environment is definitely different than an immersive environment. I think of it like an English language class. You're learning the English language when like you learn how to put a noun with a verb and like adjectives, and it's like, duh, you know how to do that because that's what you were taught from a baby stage. But like, have you ever taken an English class to teach you how to speak English? It's different than you learning your mother's tongue since you were a child. Hopefully that makes sense, but that's exactly what's happening to me. I'm basically actually learning my second mother's tongue, like in the formal way of learning. we're gonna try and make it make sense. I just okay, we're gonna move on for that. Now I can agree, I don't speak French as well as I thought I would. I did. I probably spoke better back then than I do now, but I'm getting back up to the level where I feel more confident. And so that was what is most important, that I am growing in confidence and actually learning. I'm so glad I took a French class here. Coming here, I thought I just knew so much more, but now I can take the actual skills and knowledge I learned in a French class back to the US, continue practicing French, and hopefully one day we can return and be even better. 2 has been eye-opening, very eye-opening. There's a lot of reasons why it's eye-opening, and this is literally why I wanted to start like a little podcast series, because there's so many different things from an American perspective that you think everyone has access to, or everyone has, or like the same mindsets everyone carries. For example, here in France, so like the stores are open, like for example 8 a.m. to like, or like a restaurant is open from like 8 a.m. to like 2 p.m. and they maybe like 3 p.m. like 2:30, and then they close in the middle of the day, yes, from 2 to like 6 p.m. and then they reopen from like 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. for dinner. It's because that lunch break is like mandatory for like people living in France, people working. They have a lunch break, they go home, they rest, they nap. That was like what, like how are you closing in the middle of the day? And especially coming from someone who's like in business, it's like you're closing for like half of the day. That's insanity. Like how could you close your whole shop just because you want a lunch break? But it really gave me like a new spin on like what is work, what does it mean to work hard, and what does it mean to be like open as a business, like what are boundaries in business. Like it gave me a whole new perspective. Another thing is that they like a lot when I mean like a lot, I mean most, and I mean you only go to the store in emergency cases on Sundays, because everything, the grocery store, I grew up going to grocery shop on Sundays. Here everything is closed, including the grocery store. The grocery store may be open from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. or to 1 p.m. for emergencies, like, oh, I really need this extra ingredient for the dinner I'm cooking tonight, or I really need some toothpaste, I really need some toilet paper. You make sure you're up at 9, because they will not open no door for you. They will not open no door for you to get no toilet paper. You will suffer. Uber Eats, everything's no food on Sundays. It's like you get what you need on Saturday, you get through Sunday, and then Monday you hit up everywhere you need to get what you need. But that was a big shocker. It's like, we don't care that we're losing money. It's Sunday. We're not working. I'm like, why are you even like coming out on Sunday? Go sleep, be with your family. I'm like, wow. And they're fine, they're happy-go-lucky. I'm like, I like that. I like that a lot. And you close in the middle of the day, like it's like you're working your version of a full working day, but it's like for us, our full working day is 8 hours. Their full working day, I wouldn't say I know everything about it, because maybe they go early to prep and this is a real break time for them. But our working day is straight through. In the US, 9 to 5, or shifts overnight. Like there's like, it feels like we never sleep compared to here, you know what I mean? And so that was really interesting. That was one eye-opening aspect. I have many, but I won't go into every single one right now, because I trust you're gonna hear so many more experiences with the other guests that are gonna come on. I guess I could talk a little bit about like the visa process. Child, let me tell you, being on top of it, doing things early is very important. I felt like I did mine early, but I could have done mine even earlier to relieve me of some stress, because it kind of got down to the last few days when my visa became ready for me to go pick up. So it's very important that you do things early and you check dates. don't wait on information to come to you. You have to seek out information for yourself. It's a very much so like initiating process. No one's gonna spell everything out. They say you need a form and you don't see the form anywhere, you call the people that says call us for help. You need to find that form. So the visa process was tough, but luckily it came, and my visa is literally like a second passport, a temporary second passport. And so with French visas, and I think any visa within what we call a Schengen area, it's basically a group of European countries that operate as like partners, and you can travel freely within any country within that area. There's a list of countries, very easy to find online, Schengen area countries, freely. So you can go, if you have a passport, it's like you're traveling around the world within Europe, and you have that visa, so that allows you to do that without any problem. It's like your passport. I didn't do the 3 words for my study abroad experience, but we're just gonna leave it at 2 because right now I don't have a word that's like ringing in my head. Okay, next, my most embarrassing experience. I've had a couple embarrassing. Okay, this is literally my first day here, y'all. First day here. Just got off the plane, getting on the train. Bruh, a train system here, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I just didn't understand it. The girl was lost. Basically, I don't know. Oh my god, this is so embarrassing to tell. Basically, you, on your ticket, there's like an assigned cart, like a train cart, like the full train cart that you are supposed to go to. And I didn't know that you had to like know that. And then when you board, you go to the cart with the number on it. I'm like, okay, whatever. I just knew I was in first class, and the first class here is like $18. It's not like no, it's nice, but it's not like $200 $400 ticket. So don't worry about that, girl. Mind you, and this is advice for anyone, do not bring 4 luggages, okay? I literally felt like Sharpay in that freaking Sharpay movie. I don't know if you've seen it. Go watch it after this, y'all. Sharpay with all them luggages. I just had my hair, my wig, and I'm a PG girl. I'm a PG girl in Europe, and all these luggages. I'm over here trying to be cute, but everything's so heavy. And I'm getting down to the platform, and I'm just, okay, I see first class. I'm gonna get on the first class cart, but there are multiple first class carts. Who would have known? I thought first class was only one. That's why it's first class. And then second class. But it was multiple first class carts. There's first class 1, there's first class 2, and there's first class 3. There's economy 1, economy 2, economy 3, and then there's the rest. I get on, I have to, because you have to step up to the actual train from the platform. I'm literally cartwheeling, like flipping on the side, my luggages. So they're going from the wheels under them to the wheels on top, all the way up the stairs. For each one of my luggages, I'm cartwheeling them up the stairs before I actually go and on the train. And what's worse is that there's people looking at me that are already on the train, and there's people waiting to get on the train behind me, watching me cartwheel each one of my 4 luggages. Well, 3 luggages, 1 backpack up the stairs. And not only did I cartwheel them up the stairs in front of everybody in the rain, I am in the wrong cart. So they don't know that yet until I make my way through the aisles with my 4 luggages, my 3 luggages in my backpack. That backpack is like basically a 4th luggage. That's why I keep saying 4, because it's that big. It's like a camping backpack. And I'm going through, I'm trying to get to my seat, and I'm looking, because you know how like on airplanes they have like those overhead cabinets or cupboards for people to put their luggages. Those things are like 4 inches wide. I'm like, this can't go up there. So I'm lugging my luggages through the aisle, and I'm putting them on seats because I'm tired. And all the people in first class are over clutching their pearls because it was raining, and I had my dirty luggage on somebody's seat. And they're just like, oh my god, what is she doing? y'all, I literally like these people are looking at me crazy. Like, I don't even know how to explain. Like, the faces I saw, like, their faces, I would be scared of me too. Like, if people were looking at me like that. Like, I just, like, like, the things I saw, bruh, literally, it was actually so embarrassing. Because then, like, 2 women were coming up to me, they're like, ma'am, do you need help? In English? Yes, because they knew I was American. Because literally, it was so obvious, like, I didn't know what I was doing. And she was like, oh, you're not supposed to bring your luggage in here. You're supposed to leave your luggages in the middle of, like, the, like, sections between each cart. There's sections between each cart, which is like where the bathroom is, and they have, like, luggages and strollers. You put your luggage there and you just go sit in your seat and you leave it, and it's literally in a closed section, but, like, people walk through there. So I was like, I don't want nobody stealing my stuff. I'm not leaving my stuff there. But, you know, the lady seemed like trustworthy. I was just like, Lord, if this is your angel just guiding me through, I'm just gonna accept the help. I left my luggages there and I sat in first class, even though on my ticket, the lady found out I was not even supposed to be in that car. She's like, no, it's fine, it's fine. If the conductors come, just tell them you're American. And explain to them in English, that you don't know what you're doing. I was like, bet, that sounds like a plan. They never came, they never bothered me. It was like a 30-minute ride back to the city I'm currently staying in. And yeah, humbling. I literally, if you watch my first vlog, you will literally see my face after that whole occurrence. I was done. I was irritated. I was cold. It was wet outside. It was wet outside. And I was, like, going through, like, on the train. I'm looking outside. I'm like, this place does not look cute. It doesn't look aesthetic for my vlogs. It's like, how am I gonna do this, Lord? That was my most embarrassing experience so far. And then I have, like, minor embarrassing experiences throughout the day on the regular, like, occasions, like being in a quiet place, ordering your food in French, and then they speak back to you in English is humbling, because they can, like, hear your accent and they choose to speak to you in English when I'm like, not in front of the class, not in front of the whole class. Can you just speak to me in French? Like, I don't want people to know I'm American. Like, can you smell it? Like, do I reek? Bonjour, est-ce que je peux prendre un croissant? They're like, oh, you want a croissant? Do you want it warmed? And I was like, oui. Like, and then everybody in the line is like, oh, taco, bah, las Americas. Like, you know what? That's happened to you. But it happens every day. Every day. Every day. Every day. So it's what you do. It's what you get through it to get your food. But it's getting better because I'm getting the accent, I'm getting the vocabulary, so it's not happening as often as it was. But it always used to piss me off. But I'm better now. I'm saved. Just, y'all, deal with me for now. I'm gonna be better at this in the future. But, like, bruh, that minor embarrassments happen every day. Okay, we're gonna do a little segment where we do, like, tips and tricks for study abroad and traveling in general. This is my biggest advice to anyone traveling anywhere. It doesn't matter if you're trying to go abroad. It doesn't matter if you're going for 2 weeks. In the case of an emergency, a medical emergency where you need to see a doctor, that is not the time where you need to learn the local language. You need to know how to say your body parts. Things like, this hurts, I can't breathe, I'm allergic to XYZ in the local language. I can't see, pain here, long time. Like, be able to say things like, this isn't normal, this is itchy, I'm not comfortable. Things like that in the local language. Be able to at least point or know what like the very important parts of your body are in the language. Or keep a list of those things and the pronunciations on your list. Because when you're going into a doctor and you are in an emergency situation, you don't know if you're not going to be able to talk well. You know, you need to be able to express yourself if no translators are there to help you. Because you want not only the doctors to take you seriously, but you want them to be able to assess you correctly so that you can get the treatment you need. And I was told that they were going to be able to speak English. And like the health center here at the university, they do not. So that is very important that I at least knew how to say, this hurts. This has been going on for 4 days. I don't know what to do. I need help. I'm an international student. I don't have a family doctor. Things like that are crucial. Advocate for yourself, even when you might be seeming like a difficult student. No, you need to be seen. You feel like you have an infection. You know something's wrong with your body. Like push, because no one else is going to do that for you. And it's like, I'm used to having my mama in the office, and I'm like, where's my mama? Where's my mama? Hey, I should have got my mom on the phone to talk to these doctors, but my mom don't know French. Like, you have to learn to advocate for yourself and be like, if it makes the person uncomfortable, like if it seems like that you're bothering them, like, no, you're not bothering them. You need your health in check. You need to be healthy here. That is my tips and tricks for today. I cannot stress that enough. And so so this is the last few bits I'll go into for today's episode. I'm just so excited to have this series. I want to teach you a new phrase in French that I've learned. My favorite word, actually, it's pronounced interdit. Interdit. Say it with me now. Ready? Interdit. That means it is forbidden. It is against the rules. It is like, but is there a word for it in English? It's forbidden basically, but it sounds like very like forbidden. But it's like, c'est interdit. You can't eat in here. C'est interdit. You can't eat. You can't eat in here. Like in English, we'll just say you can't eat in here. It's against the rules. But there's a word for it in French. C'est interdit. C'est interdit. And I just love the word because it's just so like, I feel like when they were making that word, they thought about the emotion it evokes when you hear like the sound interdit. Say interdit, like get out, you know what I mean? So I just love the word so much. It's literally the name of my group chat and my friends. Interdit. Things you should expect in the next episode is some very funny conversations with my friends from everywhere. You're gonna hear from people from so many different places. I really want you to stay tuned because I think these people have changed me in ways I never would have known. I'm still excited to be their friend and learn from them, but I think the world needs to hear some of these people's amazing stories and perspectives on things. You should definitely expect more vlogs. Like, I'm not stopping the vlogs for a podcast, but I'm going to be traveling a lot within the next 3 months. So stay tuned for more travel vlogs, more tips and tricks videos, things to just keep you updated with what's going on in the Frances. But yes, God bless y'all. Thank you for watching. If you watched all the way this far, you guys will see a lot more of my personality, a little bit of the ratchet side, a little bit of PG, you know. It's like, nah, but like actually, so I look forward to just sharing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. God bless you. God loves you, Jesus loves you, and yeah, heart.